one with. I wanna be the one with you. I wanna be the one with. I wanna be the one with you. What up, everybody? I'm Caleb.
And I'm Micah.
And we like to welcome you to This Life Together. That's Twogether. See how we was flowing?
You just gonna steal my line?
I'm sorry.
It's cool. You my husband. We are joint. We are one.
Joint.
Yes. So on this episode, we got the Blacks.
Yo.
Christian and Briana.
Yeah, their last name are Blacks. Their last name are Black.
I mean,
Black.
they black too, but
yeah. We didn't want to
they are the Blacks and they black.
Yes,
yeah,
I've heard all the jokes. Trust me.
Yeah, it was very difficult for us to come up with a white hashtag that wasn't racist.
It was it started off like, okay, this is okay, to like, oh, this is just downright racist. Like,
like what?
Black and I'm proud.
Anything black love, anything.
Yes, that was
black,
one.
It sounds
that
racist.
just made me think of something. Remember when we were in Tulum in Mexico and it was that Black Love group and it was like 20 people with Black Love shirts on, but one of them was white. I was like,
of course she gonna point it out.
Yeah, there was like, okay, meet the blacks, all about the blacks.
Yeah.
Once you go black, you never go back.
I like that one.
That would have been terrible.
It would have been terrible.
That's a good one.
But it was a good one. Exactly, and I'm never going back.
Yeah,
It's my last name now.
Yeah, it's just it just went downhill. Someone else suggested something else that was just like downright racist. It was just like Song of the South levels of racist. It was like, oh no.
What did it say?
It was something about
It was just a whole bunch of.
It doesn't matter because you're just black now, and it was just like
that was a hashtag.
There's like a hashtag generator, so it just plugs stuff in.
Yeah, you plug in your names, and it just generates wedding hashtags for you.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
You already had everything together. You were all perfect.
Well, for you guys that are listening, this is Briana and Christian. Christian is one of my oldest friends, and now he's married.
Yeah.
He's married now.
And now they both are our friends.
Both married.
Yeah.
And they black.
Yeah.
Baby, you said that already.
I just want to reiterate that they're black.
That you're genuinely enjoying that they're black.
Yeah.
The blacks.
Yeah.
Dear God. So please tell us how you guys met.
You want to tell a story?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be two different stories.
Yeah,
That's
how we met. Well, my cousin, who was Christian's friend, introduced us, and she said, "You all are both weird and love Jesus. You all should meet each other." I love to tell people that because it's very accurate, and here we are. We're married. And the first time we met was actually at an event that Caleb was hosting, or with Denzel and the collab, and Christian was making cupcakes. And that's the first time we met, and it was right before Valentine's Day. And then that night, he asked me on our first date, he asked me, would I be his Valentine on a little sheet of paper, which is so cute. It was folded up, and it's like, yes or no, like, you're in elementary school.
Shoot your shot, Chris. No, maybe. Shoot your shot.
And I said yes. And then we went on our first date for Valentine's Day, and it was amazing.
We were setting people up. And I take full responsibility for this wedding and this marriage. Because we set it up like that on purpose. Like, if you ain't got no date, you got an opportunity to find one.
So what happened was me and David, with Lorna's husband, one of my good friends, was having a conversation, and I hadn't been in a relationship in a while, so he had said something like, "Oh yeah, you should talk to Lorna's cousin, like." Y'all, she cool. Like, I think y'all would, vibe or whatever. So I was like, I'll have brushed David off because as usual, David trying to get me to hook up with somebody.
Sure.
So,
Caleb is aggressively nodding, by the way. Go ahead, Chris.
I was there for all of this.
Yes. So I just brushed it off. So then Lorna texted me out the blue. This is when I was at Quicken. Texted me out the blue and was like, "Oh, so you trying to talk to my cousin?" And I was in the middle of doing work, so I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, huh, what are you talking about? And she's like, David told me you trying to talk to my cousin. I was like, wait, what? Like, what I was like, oh, yeah. So that's not exactly what I said. The real thing of what I said, oh, okay. So he took that as, oh, okay, I'm about to go introduce you. And so, yeah, then she told me, we kind of went through the whole process, got her number and everything. Eventually, we went, so I was talking to another group of my friends, Kismet and Kayla, and they were like trying to Facebook hunt Brianna. So, like, went on a straight Facebook hunt trying to figure out who she was.
So I feel like dudes, family, and friends do this way more than girls, family,
which
and
is
friends.
backwards to
And
me.
let me tell you why.
Really?
Let me tell you why. Caleb made me reactivate my Facebook just so that everybody would know that we were in a relationship.
Oh
The
my.
notification just went off yesterday. Caleb was like, "Oh, we've been Facebook friends for 2 years." Mind you, at that point, we were already in a relationship. I'm like, that's because
So my family was like, I have a real tight knit family, but they were like adamant. They're like, I need to meet her. And I'm like, I can't be everywhere at the same time. The only places you can be everywhere at the same time is the internet.
Mhm.
So I was like, just go ahead and just open your Facebook back up so they can see your
Just have
face.
family reunions.
Yeah.
Like, we could've just-
My family reunion, I think my family reunion stopped like 5 years ago.
I have like
that.
2 of them.
We
And
live in a
my
day and
family-
age of
my-
Facebook stalking, and that's
my-
just the norm.
Yeah,
Yep.
my family has like 2 of them. But she like so what's funny is that like we couldn't find her at first, but we did find a Brianna, and it was one with a baby.
Oh, that was
So-
not me.
Y'all thought it was her?
So here's the thing. So she didn't. We thought we were at first. We were like, okay, well, they had Kayla and Kismet showed me a picture. They were like, oh no, this is her. I was like,
No, man.
wait, hold up. She didn't tell. I was like, that you should probably say, oh yeah, she has a baby too. It was like, we were like, I was like, nah, that can't be it, because she didn't say at first. So when she said it was her cousin, I was like, okay, well, cool. You know, I'm thinking because she has extended family. Their last name isn't Thomas. So she was telling me that, and I was like, oh no, this ain't right. Now I looked at the last name. I said, no, it would be Thomas. Like, I don't think, Lauren would do this. Like, one of them did some bold stuff before, but I was like, this ain't one of her shenanigans.
Next level.
I was like, this is like beyond. I was like, oh, you acted totally different. You acted so. Then we eventually found her. I was like, oh, okay, found her and everything. We ended up talking. I asked her to the event the collab was doing, and then we
Y'all
went.
in these events.
Yeah. Because I was already going, and then like I had invited her to it. So when we got there, so she got there before I did because
Oh, that was a great story, actually. I walk in, and Denzel was like, I'm supposed to be meeting a Christian Black here. He's like, oh, Chris always lays everything. Oh, is he?
Great person.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I've never met him, but all right, that's good to know. That was very accurate. But it's not like I didn't know from the moment before I met him.
Oh
Denzel
my God.
was like, oh no, Chris
So-
always lays everything.
I don't think I ever heard that. I swear I never heard that part.
I walked in,
But I remember seeing you walk
Denzel
in, but I had
there.
never saw you.
and I
So I didn't know to look
about
for
where
her.
Christian was, and he's
That's
like, oh, Chris
hilarious.
always lays everything.
So first off, that day I had double booked myself, and I was supposed to be and I took somebody else somewhere because it was an emergency, they needed to go, but I didn't know it was going to take as long as it did. So I had to still get home, change, grab the cupcakes, and then get back to Michigan Avenue. So I was like, shoot, and then plus it was raining too. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, and then like I was speeding the whole way there. I ended up speeding the whole way there. I ended up listen, that was my greatest parking. That proved to me that day that I got great parking skills. Because I whipped that like right where the karate school is, like that side street. I turned that bad boy and went right into the parking spot. I was like, see, this is my parking skills.
God
are
was
great.
leading you to your wife. It didn't have nothing to do with your parking skills. The Holy Spirit whipped that mug into place. Like, yeah, you about to family this thing tonight. That's hilarious. I don't think I ever heard that story either.
I knew the story. I just never heard that part about Denzel telling Brianna that Chris was always late.
What year was this?
Ooh, 2015?
16 at the end of 2016.
Yeah, 26. No, beginning because it was in February.
Yeah, right.
So that's been a minute now.
Yeah.
So you guys got married in July of last year. We coming up on your 1 year anniversary, first of all. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
But also, do you guys feel like things have changed since you've been married? That's something me and Caleb have been getting asked. Like, we've been married for a long time.
Yeah, we only been married for
2 weeks in a day.
Yeah.
Well, we been asked that too, like how's married life and all that, like every single like day after we were married.
Yeah, I was just like,
that's kind of a weird question.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're still like we're coming close to a year, but we haven't made it yet. I feel like give us like 5 years, but I feel like things have changed.
yeah.
I mean, we're expecting a baby, so that's
Baby Black
I knew
baby.
He was about to say that. I knew he was about to say that. The look of horror on his face. Like, don't you dare.
Please
See-
do not call our child
See,
Black
here's-
baby.
So here's the thing. The funny thing is because of like the work situation and stuff. I was like, oh god. I
Oh
hope
yeah,
that's
we
not
went
a
through a
joke.
whole bunch of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had 3 different jobs since we've been together.
Yeah. The whole
Yeah, things have changed. Life has changed.
Life has definitely changed.
Life
Like, the
happens,
journey
and when you're
getting
married,
to the altar was
Life happens together. So
That was
Yeah.
a true testament
Things
of.
change.
I feel like if anything, your prayer life has ascended to another
Oh.
level.
Listen here.
Yeah.
One of the things I was reinforced to me is that God will provide for you. Like
Always.
I proposed April. I lost my job. Went unemployed from April to August.
Mhm.
Then got a job there. My job, I hadn't even been at that job when this is where I was working at a hotel downtown. Hadn't been there 3 weeks, and then we went on strike.
And I know you all went through tests and trials when you all were engaged, but we found that it was a time when the enemy was just trying to like
For
bruh,
put a wedge
For
between
sure.
us.
Dude was going
And-
Because
nuts.
just in
Yes.
case y'all missed that, Chris is saying that he was unemployed from the time right before they were supposed to get married. Like,
Yeah.
mind you, they were engaged. Like, the show was on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
Lost his job.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe a month or so after they got married, he got another job.
Mhm.
And then they went on strike. Just making
Yes.
sure y'all keep it up.
Yeah, that
It
was
like
in the
what is happening.
And the crazy thing is, from April to August, like I went on job interviews. I had did little ins and out stuff, and legit like was not getting a job at all. But it was in that moment, honestly, that I learned that there's nothing impossible. Like I learned that. I also learned that to depend on Christ. Like, if above all else, it's just like no matter what, to depend on Him. Because it was like I had bills that I had, and I also had just got a car because my car got stolen
Yes.
twice on the
Yes.
same
Man.
block.
Yes, yes,
On the
yes.
same,
I remember that.
on the
because-
same block.
So
Crazy.
it's always funny when I ask Caleb, like, how you guys are doing. So at this point, I had just randomly asked, like, yeah, how Chris doing? Because I had heard him talk about you in a minute. And then he was like, I forgot to tell you, his car got stolen again. I'm like, what? His car just got stolen.
So-
It was the same person too.
So the crazy thing is, it was not only was the same person, but I had got a call from the FBI because so just to give you guys a little.
Wait,
It was just a struggle. We were going through a struggle,
Dog.
and I was trying
So
to pay for wedding. and I was
just to
like,
give you
"Lord,
guys a
help us."
little information with like how the criminal justice system works. If you do a string of Grand Theft Autos, that is enough to alert the FBI.
So the person who stole his car stole several other cars and tried to do illegal things in them.
Yes. So basically, what they were doing, they had a ring set up. So right, you know where.
but why did this person keep stealing your car?
It's easy to steal.
Dodge
Like, all
Stratus
you have to
is
do is
from
stick a butter knife in it and turn the ignition.
Yes,
and then it'll start.
Dodge Stratus is from
For all y'all driving Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to get rid of.
I don't even think they go no more.
From
Get a
96.
club.
No, that like they
No,
cut
it don't
mine
matter.
off.
The ignition.
The first,
Yeah,
my
don't
first,
matter.
yeah, my club that I had when they first sold it, they cut that bad boy clean in half. But what happens is from
Why
the
did they want this car so bad?
because from like the years of 96 to 2001, the Dodge Stratus is like the easiest car to steal. You literally, like she said, put a butter knife in it, turn the car on. And as long as you leave the knife in there, like you can turn it on and off. But so it alerted the effort. So because what they were doing is right where the Motor City Casino is, that the parking structure that's in the back. When they come off that side street to turn on to Trumbull, they were like, it would be a car in front of them. It'll be the car they're trying to steal in the middle, and then my car will be in the back. They would hit the person in the back. When they would get out to check the car, they would carjack them right
That's
there.
wild.
Then take the Stratus, the other in the car that they're stealing, in car A, take all 3 cars, go, and then rinse and repeat.
That's
So
wild.
to answer your question,
So they was using your car
things
as a
have
dummy
changed.
car.
Yeah.
They disrespectful.
That's wild.
Yeah, but because the thing was, they did so many that the agent called me and said like, yeah, so they're going because they had called me to confirm the VIN number and the license plate number, and they were saying like if they prosecuted them and it actually went to court, they would have needed my fingerprints just to exclude me
As the person that was behind the wheel.
Right, because my fingerprints is everywhere on that car. But and then Michigan State was doing something with them too, where a detective from Michigan State had called me and told me like, yeah, we're prosecuting them.
Was this T Grizzly?
It might have been.
I don't know.
Hey, JR. Ain't it a blessing?
So it was just really crazy, and my car was completely totaled.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine.
So and then like I thought I was going to get more money than I was going to get for my car because I thought they still went off the Kelly Blue Book system, and I was like, Kelly Blue Book said I get $1,300 for my car. Oh, that's great. They politely told me no, we're giving you I think $700, $600 for it. I'm like, why? I'm like, it's not even that bad. They was like, okay, well, there's some issues with the transmission. They cracked my back bumper was cracked more than it was. The front was just completely destroyed. They had cigarette burns in the leather of the doors. Cigarette burns there. I was like, oh, they killed my baby. Like, I was like, she was already limping, and
Little
they
tink.
completely destroyed her. So they cut me my check. I had to because I was still going back and forth to work. So I needed to get a vehicle. They ended up giving me. Nobody would approve me for a car, by the way, because my student loans hit my credit. So once that happened, it was a wrap.
They were going to so many dealerships and talking to so many people.
Eventually ended up going someplace, got a Hyundai Sonata fully loaded for the low. And I ended up having to take a $10,000 loan or something like that. And I had lost my job right when I got the car. Like right. Car wasn't even wheels wasn't even hot yet. Wheels wasn't even hot yet before like I got laid off. And so I was struggling to pay like my credit card debt, the couple credit cards that I had, my car, and then not to mention like
and we were trying to pay for a wedding.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So it was like everything happened at once, and it was a lot of stress, stuff from family and things like that. It was just very stressful. And even was struggling with depression in that because I was just like, it was a lot.
It's a lot going on at one time.
Yeah, it's a lot. And so even with struggling with depression in that sense, and that like I just learned like to really depend on him, like in anything, really depend on him, because without him, like been totally almost had my car repossessed, all that.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that because, like I said, we talked about, y'all know, we talked about it before. It's like the enemy is for sure. He'll attack you. He not gonna just hit you on the left side of your body. He gonna hit you on the left. He gonna hit you on the front. Hit you on the right. Hit you on the back. So it was like he gonna try to do all this at one time. And basically, every time I think of a situation like that, I just be like, well, Job did it, because it was just like this dude was bruh. So it's just like when you think about how you get put into all of these different situations, this is just like it's really just like a test of faith.
I was just about to say, to me, that's just really a testament to you guys and your relationship and really your faith, because that's a very easy position to be put in where you got to look at the person that's standing next to you and be like, all right, am I really going to stick with you through this? Am I really going to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and know, like from Chris's stance, like, okay, you know what, this is going to turn around. One day you're going to be my wife and all of this is going to settle. And from Briana's side to be like, you know what, I'm going to stick by you regardless of everything that's happening, because I'm sure with that, you get a lot of expectations from friends and family, a lot of people that are trying to tell you how you should handle your business or what you should be doing, or they think that you're not doing what you are doing to turn the situation around. And that could be even more stressful in the midst of everything. So it's just like, that really takes a strong bond between you and Chris to be able to take all of that background noise, quiet it, and realize that in the middle of it, it's just you and God. And when you guys were going through all of that, I feel like, to me, that really was like this marriage is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna work because that's a lot.
There was so many people, from my standpoint, like, are you sure you want to marry him? Like, this is a problem. And like, even a question, like, he came to me and was honest, like, oh, I lost my job, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, if when you asked me to marry you, I said yes and meant it, like, for better or for worse, even though we're not married yet, I'm gonna mean it.
Gotta
then.
start practicing.
Yeah, exactly.
After
Like,
I say I do, I definitely.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, oh, you
So-
got fired today.
Right.
Let me go pack up this baby.
Right.
Let me go get this crib.
Exactly. That's not gonna happen. So we have to work with it.
I was just talking to Mike about that today, and I was just like, somebody asked me, like, how does it feel to be married? And I'm like, it's the same. Like, it's like, I think it's really all about the practice that you put in.
Right.
Because it really that really would determine how your marriage will be. Because I was telling Micah that I feel like,
mindset.
yeah, it's like, I feel like some people take on this new persona of like, oh, I'm a husband now. I'm a wife now. And then they try to do all of this extra stuff. And then that facade wears off. And then the person that you married to looking at you like, who the heck is this?
Right.
And then that's where the conflict comes in. So it's like, no, be yourself. You're going to change. But, just be accepting to the fact that y'all, like, you guys are going to forever change. And y'all not going to be the same person.
Exactly.
Adaptability is huge. And I think it really takes a partnership. You can't. People always want to put expectations on what other people's relationship should be, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out what's going to work for you. And if you're not seeing it as a partnership, it's always going to be an uphill battle because one of y'all going to be falling short when the other one not. One of y'all going to have an attitude when the other one don't. One of y'all going to feel like doing stuff when the other one don't, but it's going to be able to meet in the middle to really find a common ground and be like, all right, you know what, I'm going to be the bigger person this time. You could be the bigger person next time.
Right.
But somebody gonna have to keep pushing this boat forward. Like somebody got to keep driving the car.
And one of the things that I always, give just appreciate about her is the fact that even through all of that, like there, at no point did she cut and run. Yeah. And I think that is a problem with a lot of our generation's relationships, even coming up. And just right, and just like I think a lot of people. Like, they have that mindset of, like, when stuff get hard, I'm going to cut and run. Not just in relationships, but in life in general. They have this mindset of, like, well, I got, there's a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. And one of, someone that even counseled us in our marriage counselor, she preached a message, and the title of the message has always stuck with me. And I told her, like, it will forever stick with me for the rest of my life. The title of it was Faith with No Options. And I love that, and I love a lot of stuff. One of the things she said in there was that a lot of times we have, even with our relationship with Christ, we always have, okay, well, God, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to just do this. And it's like what God wants from us is faith without options. That, Lord, this is going to work.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, like
people got to think you nuts.
Right, like that, just faith without options, just like what you said, like just that crazy level of faith that, this is just going to work. It has to work. Because I don't know what. And I think like we have that in our minds of like having all these options, but it's just a situation of no, like we should not. There shouldn't be all those other options, and that's what I always give her credit for, and I will continue to. Is the fact that she stuck by even when like the storm was like in the thick of it and stuff just was going downhill. She had my back, and I've always and I will forever be grateful for that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like what Michael was saying, and we had talked about it in our premarital courses, where it's like, like she was saying, one person might be mad, you could be having the time of your life. Yes. So it's kind of like you guys have to equal out to 100. So if one person is at 20, you're gonna have to be that extra 80. Exactly. And it was kind of interesting just seeing how firsthand how that whole situation had played out. Because I remember when Chris called me and was like, I think I was at work when he lost his job. So he called me, and I was just like, what the heck? So then the next time I think I had came and was with y'all, it was just interesting to see how, like you said, she kind of leveled everything out. Like, I feel like it was easy because I've been in that position too. I've been fired multiple times, and it's not a great feeling at all. Because then you still on LDL? Still in? No. They ain't have boxes at my job. But no, it was just interesting because how when you get fired or you have a life event change that frantically, it's interesting because you go into panic mode because you just don't know what to do because it's not something that you really anticipate in most cases. So for Chris to be in like quote unquote panic mode and then Brianna to be so calm, I think kind of I feel like if she would have panicked, then it would have just been a catastrophe. So I think that speaks to like what you were saying in terms of how that whole situation was kind of remedied, because if she would have panicked, she could have either panicked and made it worse for both of y'all, or panicked and she could have just dipped. Yeah. So it was like the fact that she like, well, we're not gonna get nowhere if we don't chill out and just sit here for a second. So I think it's always good to know that you got, like Micah said, like a partner. Yeah. Because you ain't in it by yourself. Like at the end of the day, y'all both affected by the decision. So it's just good to know that and be assured that you aren't in it alone.
And I think that speaks to something we also heard in premarital counseling. It was the same thing that you were saying. Like, you can't both give 50% because that's not going to work. You each have to both give 100% every day. Yep. And I thought that was really powerful. And another thing that was said was also, you are one person now. You become one. So you balance the other person out. That is your job. You sign up for being whatever that person needs. And some days consistently, you might be in a season where you're low. And it's your job to be that 80%, not just today, but maybe for a couple of months. And a marriage is a lifetime, so maybe for a year. And then it switches. You just have to be whatever your spouse needs. And God is so great that he puts people together that can perfectly balance each other out. I think that's so much about Christian, like just our personalities and like where I falter, like he is strong and vice versa. And I just have constantly said that it's just a blessing to see and to realize that we are perfectly paired for each other. Maybe not for anyone else, and we both have our faults, but we really work. And it's just a blessing to be a part of that.
It's weird at times. I don't know if y'all have like weird moments, but stuff be happening around here, and I really be. No, she laughing, but she know.
I'm laughing because I already know what you're about to say.
I'm dead serious, bro. Like it'd be stuff happening, and I'd be having to like. It'd be stressing me out. I'm like, how is this possible? It's like.
So what Caleb is alluding to is the fact that sometimes we're so similar, it's scary. Like, perfect example. Last night we were laying in the bed watching TV, and I don't even remember what was happening. But at the exact moment, at the exact time, we did the exact same thing. And we do that very frequently.
Oh, it's scary. It's scary.
Like yesterday, he was humming something, and we started humming the same song at the exact same moment. But I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Caleb be scared.
It wasn't even like the beginning of the song. It wasn't the end of the song. It was like 2.5. It was like 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. And I was just like, na-na-na-na. And she just did it at the same time and was doing the same thing with her hands. It was like, it was like I was in an episode of Black Mirror. it was like I had to look up like, who controlling this? I don't like this feeling. It makes me feel good. Really my skin was itching. I was just like,
Caleb really
I don't think we don't have those moments. We're not similar. We're like the opposites that match each other. So I'll be like,
so like the yin and the yang.
Yeah. So I'll be like, oh, we really need to buy. Like Christian is practical and likes expensive things, and I'm super frugal. So for example, like we'll be going to look at something that we need for our house, and I'll be like, oh, let's just get the cheapest one. He's like, that's gonna break apart in like a day. Like, but it's $1 though. And Christian will be like, no, let's think about this. And like, and he looks at something super expensive. I'm like, yeah, we can't buy that. We don't have that money. So like those type things. We like perfectly find like what we need in each other. In the middle, like that. We have lots of like we're meeting in the middle moments.
Shopping, I swear.
We're so different.
Shopping is the I feel like it has to be the biggest test, one of the biggest tests.
So there are only a few times where I can see Caleb's mood change And I'm like,
It's
all right,
only
we
two.
gotta get home.
It's only 2 or 3 times. I'm either hungry, tired, or she's shopping.
When Caleb is shopping, it's not when I'm shopping.
Oh yeah, it's frustrating. I hate
Caleb
shopping.
is shopping.
I hate shopping.
It's like a plus size woman looking for the right pair of jeans.
Oh no.
That's Caleb's entire shopping.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
They don't make clothes for regular people.
Stabilizes so quickly.
I walk into the store and I see
I'm sorry.
pants that look like my arm can fit in it.
Yes, very true.
And it's
That
like,
is very
bro,
true.
why am I even here? Why did I waste $20 driving to this mall if this is all y'all got in every
He
store?
does not like to shop. So there's the shopping.
I hate shopping.
There's when Caleb is hungry.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like
Hangry.
tired. Not really tired. You usually okay when you're tired. You just be kind of quiet. But when you hungry, when we out shopping, or you gotta pee.
Man, that'd be the worst because I be like, it be in the most inopportune times. And I'm like, bro, I really gotta pee. And I don't think understand. Like matter of fact, prime example. We taking our wedding pictures. We in the courtyard of the church.
Trying to leave
and people not doing what they supposed to be doing. I'm like, look, if y'all not trying to come over here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But if I go to the bathroom, I'm like, if I go to the bathroom, I'm the groom. I can't just be disappearing on the wedding day. Then they go like, he ran away. So then it's like, okay, y'all need to hurry up and come over and take these pictures. But I'm like, come over and take these pictures. And then everybody want to drag their feet, start searching on Facebook, taking Instagram boomerangs. I'm like, no, forget that boomerang. Let's take these pictures that I just paid $2 billion for, and let me go pee. And I was like, I don't think you understand.
I think that's funny.
That is my life exactly. I need to go to the bathroom. It's so intense. I've definitely pushed Christian down before.
Like,
all my stuff over. When I have to go, I have to go.
Look,
a baby in me is not helping.
That's the worst feeling, man.
I definitely was in the middle of my photos like, I'm sorry, bye. I'm going to the bathroom. And I took myself. I didn't even get any help because I was out. And I lifted my huge wedding dress up and I pushed myself in a stall. You gotta go.
Look,
I completely concur with that.
It's like, bro, it's just, you ain't in control.
I'll say that and when Bree got to go to sleep too, because I'll like be having a conversation and then I'll look over, she's out cold. And I'm
bedtime
like,
is bedtime.
Like, I'm sitting up here. I was just like, I'm like real deep in a thought, and I'm like, cool. I feel like I'm on fire with my thoughts and stuff. And then she over here knocked out. I'm like, dang, I done spent like
8 and 10.
I done spent like, but like nighttime, I had like the coldest conversation. Then like,
you gotta start journaling.
Yeah, you gotta write that stuff down.
And then all of a sudden, I look over and I feel like I'm on fire with my thoughts and everything flowing the right way.
I didn't know about
subject, predicates. I was like, I'm sitting up here. I'm like subject, predicates, and verbs all flowing at the same time.
Man.
And then she over here knocked. I'm like, well, dang. I guess the only person who heard this was Jesus, because.
You just gotta write that stuff down. But that's another way you balance each other out. Like, I'm definitely a morning person, and Christian is a night person. He'll stay up till 3. But he'll get stuff done, like, at night, or that's the time that he can spend, like, alone. Like, everybody needs time to decompress or play video games. But our waking hours, we spend a lot of time together because he has all that time. And night.
He be having a whole conversation. He be ready for you to get up. Like, come on, wake up.
Like, she'll be trying to get up.
I will get up at like 6 a.m. Like
yeah, she'll get up.
And I want to talk to him about something. He's like,
no.
Yeah,
so Memorial Day weekend, she wanted us to spend. We ended up coincidentally spending like a whole week really together. Beautiful. So, and it was the first time I didn't even realize. It was like, oh wow, we did do stuff basically every week together. This whole week together. So she's like, cool, it's gonna be a long weekend. We gonna go to get brunch. I was like, okay, well, fine. I'm like, all right, well, cool, that'll be nice. She's like, oh, we're gonna go to this brunch place in East Lansing. It's really good. It's delicious, and we get some ice cream. I was like, okay, we right there, right? That seems convenient. She's like, yeah, but we gotta get up at like 4 a.m. to go because we gotta stand in line. I was like, excuse you?
I said I would drive.
I was like, hold on, stop. I don't get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. What makes you think I'm going to get up with some toast, some eggs, some bacon, and some pancakes? No, I can make that at the house. Okay? I have pancake batter. I have flour. I have butter. I have sugar. I have syrup. I have parts of the pig, clearly, for bacon.
4 in the morning.
I have eggs. I was like, I can do all this at home. She's like, but it's really good, though. I was like, that food is not that good for me to get up at 4 a.m.
4 in the morning.
Care. I was like, I don't care. There's no restaurant on this side of heaven.
I'm finding out more as time progresses that I'm more of a morning person than Micah, and I'm trying to
I
like.
don't know why he just finding that out because I told him that before we.
I be so excited. I'm like, yes, it's another day, and then Micah be like, okay.
I be in the bed with my head on the pillow, like, thank you, Jesus, for this day.
Look, so this is the funny thing about it. So normally I try to make a point. So before I leave, I don't like just leaving the house if Micah in the bed sleep. So I'll get up, just like, hey, I'm about to leave and go to work, because our house is old and creaks. You hear creaks and stuff all day. So it's like, I don't want her to think, somebody in the crib at 6, 7 in the morning when I'm leaving, or somebody like when I'm closing my door, you got to pull the door up, so it's a big boom. So I don't want her to not even know I got out the bed, and the first thing she hears is the door clashing. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I always try to make a point to let her know that I'm leaving. Every morning it get funnier and funnier because it's a different response. God. So I wake up, I'll be like, hey babe, I'm about to go to work. So some days she might actually get up, might go to the bathroom, brush her teeth or something, go back to sleep. Some days she'd be like,
so in my mind, I always respond. I respond every morning. Look, apparently I really don't be talking. Look, apparently I just be like, huh?
One of these days I'm gonna record it. She was like, I was like, hey babe, I'm about to go to work. I was like, she was like, and then she just went back to sleep. And I was like, I don't know what she thought she just said, but it sounded like it was pretty good.
So he brought it up when he got home that day. And I'm like, I was telling you to have a good day and that I loved you. He was like, that's not what you said. I was speaking in this
Bree is the exact same way when she was the exact same when she said, I was like, all right, babe, love you. No, sometime, but then there are sometimes we I'll check.
Think I say things
like that's not like I thought I had a.
She normally will say something if she remembered it's something she's supposed to tell me. So I remember vividly. It was one day she was like, "Remember you said you was gonna take out the trash?" Then she just went back to sleep. Like I was down here by the time. Like she was all the way upstairs. Like, remember you supposed to take out the trash?
Wait a minute, why do I sound like? What is this noise?
That's the snore, man. That's like this sleep.
So Bree isn't like that. Like, but since she's been pregnant, like, cause she's she in her second trimester, she can't. You're not supposed to sleep on your back, or definitely not on your stomach either.
Wait, so your side?
On your side. So
I'm a stomach sleeper.
I'm a side sleeper.
So I bought her.
It's gonna be good for you.
I bought her a pregnancy pillow. So I was like, okay, it's like which takes up 95%.
Wait, what is that?
Is that so? It's the one where you lay like.
So it's like you cuddling?
It's like that. Remember the pillow that they had where it was like half the dude torso with the arms?
Oh yeah.
So imagine that, but it's long.
Huge and long. It takes up literally my whole side of the bed.
And part of mine. So like usually I'm sleeping at the edge of the bed.
It's a mess.
So then like I give it. I'll find her on the back of my bed when we get to your side. So
because it's in the middle of the night. I am all the way in REM sleep, and then he tries to talk to me. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, what is one of the things that you guys sought for your marriage? Like, what examples did you have when it came to marriage? Did you have examples like your parents or like siblings or like who around you kind of defined what marriage was supposed to look like?
We actually talked about that before we got married, and we realized we ain't got no role models.
Sound like us.
So
I had one.
Hashtag sorry, mom and dad. But
yeah,
I'm really
not sorry. I'm not sorry.
That stuck it out. My parents were married most of my childhood, but then they got divorced, and it was not pretty. So, and then I learned some stuff about my grandparents' marriage, and like every single marriage that I thought was like maybe okay, I learned some stuff about, or it didn't last, or like there was something. And no one really put God first. So we didn't have good examples in our family. And then we start branching out to our friends, and we didn't have good examples of that either.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, no one in my family is a good example. It's none. Like, none. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Only thing I got a good example of in my family is across the street. That's just to be honest. Like, I mean, they can teach you how to walk across the street really good, but I mean, other than that, like, no. And the reason why is because like it's one or two things. Either it's either A, they're not doing it, or B, they say, oh yeah, you should do this, but then I look at the fruit, and like your fruit is not producing what you say that you're doing. So And this is something like I love when Jesus does it in the Bible where he goes and he talks about the fig tree. He curses the fig tree. The disciples ask, well, why did you curse the fig tree? Because it starts off, Jesus is hungry. He goes to the fig tree. He looks at it. He pulls the leaf back and he curses the tree. Disciples ask, why did you curse the tree? The reason why he was cursing the tree was because it was pretending to be something that it wasn't. It had a leaf on it, like it had produced fruit, but there was nothing there. So he cursed the fig tree. That's the same thing with a lot of people, even in my family, is that like the leaf is there, but as soon as you pull the leaf back, it's some problems. Mm-hmm. And so I couldn't be that. I can't look at you as an example. The closest thing I had was my two friends, David and Lorna. But even still, like I didn't want to necessarily use them as an example because every marriage is different.
Mm-hmm. And they were new in their marriage. We were trying to find someone who was
established
a lifetime. Yeah, right. Like they got married, they lived their life, they followed it, they died together.
Yeah, when they got married, Super Friends we was looking for people where when they got married, Super Friends was still on TV showing new episodes.
Okay, you out of control.
I'm just saying,
them people might be dead.
We kind of found that, or I kind of found that in like members of my church and like people who I could see, or even some members of my family, some of my aunts and uncles, but not that I was close to. Like there was no one, not a couple who was long lasting who could mentor us. But thankfully, God's like the perfect example, and his relationship with the church is what marriage is supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and I was just about to say, just to add a little bit to that, I was going to say, like for me, even like not just in marriage, a relationship, whether it be friends,
you got to start there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Acquaintances, whatever term you want to use. I think my best examples was Christ, because even in the relationship I had before Bree, it wasn't a good relationship. And like growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with my father. So with that being said, like it took me actually learning how to love people, B, like what real love is, not what the world says love is, not what a TV show says love is, what God really says love is. Because a lot of people will look at social media, will look at entertainment and say, oh, that's love, but that's just lust. And it's not what real love is. And he needed to teach me like what love really is. So, and it starts with loving people. And so that's something that even to this day, like that's something I have to continue to work on, just because of choices that I've made, stuff in the past. Like I had to, learn that, and that's something
kind of like programming.
Yes, that like like having to unprogram, and that's something constantly, even in our walk, that we have to be unprogrammed.
Renewing your mind is a daily thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly, and I had to, and that's something even like a prayer, even that I have even to this day, like Lord, like teach me how to love people better, because like that's something I know that's continuously to work on. That's what I continuously need to work on. So that is something that was my only example. I was like, any example I looked at with a person, it's just like, no, that's not.
I think that's huge. So for me, like growing up, I didn't have examples of that. Me and Caleb have talked about this before. Like we didn't really have solid examples that we considered that we wanted to emulate when it came to our relationship or our marriage. But something that Chris said that really stuck out to me is just trying to make sure that I'm loving people. And this is something that just, up until recently I had to, or more recently I've come into trying to make myself more aware of and actually put in the work to be. At the end of the day, the good things that you do for people and the way that you treat people aren't for them. It's also for you. And I think for me, it's just getting out of that mindset. I don't want to necessarily say selfish, but it kind of is selfish of thinking that I'm here for me. I'm here because God put me here. And so my job is to be an example of him. So I try just to be a better example. I try to stay away from like the gossipy and like the negative kind of stuff, just because I've been on the receiving end of that. So I already know what that's like, but also I can't really call myself a Christian or expect the abundance of God's love that I can't earn anyway, if I'm not even doing my minimum that I can do to be a difference or to be, a light or to be kind to somebody. Right. That was one of the things that I was praying for when I was trying to figure out where I was with my walk with God. Just let the person that I end up with be kind. Because that says a lot. And not just kind to me, but like genuinely kind to everybody. Like that's important. And kindness and love just go such a long way. Like when you love people for no reason at all, like that's huge. And I think that puts you in a position to not only be able to be happy in life, but actually know how to receive love.
Right. And that's one thing, like even to that point, like I had to learn. Like just like loving people the right way because like I did not growing up, I didn't get that. And I didn't get that from the person that I needed it from the most, my dad. And it wasn't until that he passed away. And because he passed away like right after I got admitted into Wayne State. Like 2 months later, he passed. And he passed 2 weeks before my birthday. And it wasn't until after that, and like people was, talking to people. And one of the things, and it still is seared into my brain to this day. One of the questions I had always said to myself, even growing up, was like, why my dad didn't love me the way that I wanted him to, and all this stuff. And it wasn't until I had a whole complete stranger come to me that my dad used to talk to. It was his neighbor there. I think it was either across the hall or downstairs. And one of the things she told me this, it stuck out to me. And she said, your dad loved you, but he did not know how to love people because he didn't receive that love from his mother. So because he didn't receive that love from his mother, he did not know how to love people the right way. And as a result of that, I got the receiving end of something that was 4 decades in the making.
That's a good point to bring up because I say this all the time. When I went on my first date with Micah, I just was like, I think I went in with a certain game plan, but I was not in control of what was coming out of my mouth.
God just drew some stuff
because afterwards, I was just like, dog, what the heck? Why would I just do that? But then I basically was asking her questions that I wouldn't typically ask. Like, I was like, I told her straight out the gate. I was like, and I'm going back to what you were saying. Like, it's a lot of things that are, like, a lot of cycles that are rooted in my family. And I know for a fact, like, I don't want that to trickle down because I got 3 younger siblings and 2 younger sisters. So it's like, I want that to stop now because I cannot imagine some of the stuff that are cycles to trickle down to them because I don't know how I will react. So It's like, I don't want that to even get to them. And then to go back to a conversation that Mike and I had, I think it was like last week. It was just interesting because we were talking about the examples that we had. We know that we have very few, slim to none. And it was like, now we are those examples.
Right.
So now people are going to be looking at us as examples of how a marriage or how a relationship is supposed to go. So now it's even more of a responsibility for us to make sure that we're doing the best that we can. Not saying that we're going to be perfect and yada, 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 because everything looked good in pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just like, just making sure that you're putting your best foot forward at all times, knowing that one, you only are going to reap what you put out. So that's one. 2, you have other people that are looking to you, whether they tell you or not. They're looking to you. Somebody's always going to be watching. Somebody's always going to be watching. Somebody's going to be looking at you guys as an example. And then 3, just knowing that that's what you're supposed to. That's what marriage is. So the whole goal of it is 2 people becoming one and going towards one thing, which is Christ. So if you deter from that, then that's the example that you're going to be providing for whoever is looking at you.
And I think also, too, just to add to that, like, I think we also are unrealistic with what we want when it comes down to marriage. Like,
relationships with people in general.
Yeah, like, we're unrealistic about what we ask for. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I was very specific when I prayed and asked God. Because I was like, because after I got out of my last relationship, I was like, oh, no. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like one of the examples I give all day.
I was over it.
Like I told one of my friends, I was like, listen, God knows if you like women with big booties. Like he knows. He knows. It's like okay. I was like,
this dude prayed for a big booty.
No,
he didn't.
Oh, I thought that's what you prayed for. I'm about to be like, bro.
What?
If he did, he'd be straight.
No.
He didn't.
I was being.
All right.
I was like, I'm being real with you. If it says before the foundations of the earth, like he formed you in your mother's womb before the foundations of the earth, he knew you. He knew exactly what you was gonna like. He knew you was gonna like women with big booty. He knew you was like you was a dude that like boobs. So if that's the case, it's like ask for it. Some of y'all, I was like, just ask for it. What's the worst he can say? No. That's the worst. That's the worst he can say. So let me get this. I was like, so wait, let me get this straight.
This is your husband.
Oh, God.
I'm just being real.
Oh,
I'm just being real.
He said before he formed you, he knew you like big booties.
I know.
He knew like if he knew number one that you like light skinned women. He knew. So if he knew you like light skinned women and you be like, oh Jesus, I want my wife to be light skinned. The worst thing he gonna tell you was like, nah, bro, I got you a dark skin.
I got you a dark skin queen, right?
That's that ridiculous. That's that ridiculous checklist. I think we talked about this a while ago. Like I remember it was a while ago. Like I think my brother or somebody challenged me to make a checklist, and it wasn't to. I think it was thinking about it in retrospect. It was like to show you how unrealistic you are, and to take your expectations and narrow them down to what you really need. So I had a checklist. I don't even know how much stuff was on. It was a college rule piece of paper. I had two columns full of stuff. I was like, oh, she must do this. She must have this. She must look like this. She must attend this, and blah 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 blah. So then it was just like, okay, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. It's gone. It's probably in the burnt.
But one of the things. But what I say that because I love it because I did ask that. I asked. I wanted someone intelligent. I wanted someone loving. I wanted someone that would love me as Christ loved. I wanted someone to love me like I'm supposed to be loved. How Christ says that your wife is supposed to love your husband. I wanted someone that was funny. And all these things. And I had told Bree, like she is everything I asked for. And I was like, when I tell people that, I was like, give people that spiel, I'm like, the reason why I'm telling you that is because I literally was straight up with what I asked for, and he gave me what I asked for. And I was like, so many times, some of y'all out here like, oh man, I can't find the man that I want. Have you told God? Have you been honest?
I ain't asked. I literally, that was the only thing on my list. Let him be kind. Everything else, this was my prayer. Lord, I don't trust my own judgment. I 100% give you the will. I know that you are laboring on my behalf. When it's time for me to find a person, I know that he will be the person that you have set him to be for me. And I'm going to just leave it to you because I don't trust my own judgment. Yeah. So I could have prayed for a whole list of stuff. It probably would have been wrong. And when Caleb came along, it was like, you all the stuff that I wanted that I didn't even know that I needed.
Right. God.
Right. That's the trick. So you remember when I told you earlier, when I just be like, I be having it's like The Office. I be having to look for the camera and be look, because it be trick, bro. It's crazy. It's like I had to pinch myself when we was at the wedding. When we was getting married, I had to pinch myself because it seemed completely. It felt like I was dreaming. It was weird. Like it didn't really feel. Those the weird moments. I'd be like this is something that's not right.
Where's the camera at?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this ain't funny.
He's scared that we in the Twilight Zone because half of the time we the same person.
That's the part that be tripping me out.
Caleb's really afraid.
I be sitting by myself.
Caleb gonna be calling y'all later like I'm blinking twice. She's doing that thing where she be me again.
No. He gonna spin the little top and go like, wait, the top didn't fall.
Inception, dog. Look, I could be upstairs like minding my own business. She'd be somewhere just doing whatever she's doing. I was like, I'm in my head. I'm like, man, I wonder if I should go. It'd be something stupid, like something random. I wonder if we should just go get some slushes or something like that. Then Mike would come upstairs, like, la 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 la. Hey, you trying to go get some slushes? It's like, wait. And then it wouldn't even be like that. It'd be real specific stuff. Like I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go to Taco Bell on such and such street and get a Baja Blast slushie. And then she'd be driving like, you know what? We about to go to Taco Bell. We about to get some Baja Blast slushies. Then I'm just like,
Memorial Day, I'm like, oh, babe. He's like, what you want to eat? Because my mom was still cooking dinner. He's like, oh, babe, what you want? And I'm like, oh, we should get some Coney Island. So that was the first thing. But when I gave him my order, it was the exact thing that he was about to order.
That's when I knew she was my wife. She said, I want a wing ding dinner with chili cheese fries, sliced cheese, all flats. I was like, that's my wife. That's my wife. All flats. Because if she would have ordered the drums, it would have been we would have had to have a conversation.
All weekend, all of us chicken.
Oh man. But I had an interesting. Well, we've been getting a whole lot of random questions, and I feel like we're just going to go ahead and ask y'all since y'all already expecting.
Yes.
Did y'all plan on? Did you guys plan on having a baby? Because I feel like before we were even engaged,
I don't know how people expect the whole process of
people were expecting us to have a child before we were even engaged.
I mean, that happens a lot in the world.
It's so weird.
I don't think necessarily. So I'm gonna try to rephrase what Caleb just said. Not necessarily that they were expecting us to do things
but that's
in a different order. I think people are just really, really eager for us to have kids. That's
you gonna watch this kid?
I actually got told.
Right though?
I got told on Friday that they just hoped we slipped up on the honeymoon and was like,
who said that?
pregnant. Tania told me that. She was like,
yeah.
My sister-in-law was like,
that was wild.
I was hoping that when I talked to you today that you was just gonna be pregnant. I said, you realize you've only been back for a week. Does it work that fast?
She gonna say,
I mean, I am a biology major. But maybe I fell asleep during that lecture.
She gonna say, I was hoping that you forgot to take your birth control. Why would you wish that on someone?
Yeah, she was like,
y'all are gonna have really beautiful children.
Dude,
I pray to God we do. Because if we don't, I'm gonna talk about it.
No.
Your daddy's son. So no, just quit.
I'm out.
But anyway, I wanted kids since I was little. So I was super ready for a baby, but I needed a husband first. So as soon as I found Christian, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But a whole bunch of people were like, no, you need to spend time with your husband. You should spend a year together, married, get to know each other, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think we're gonna make it.
Blah. And
I'm just being honest. That was what our goal was. And that timeline kept going just like that. It kept shrinking.
What's so funny though is after Caleb said that, all I heard was why you always lie? Why you always lie? Oh my God!
Look,
we waited 6 months because there was some there's value in spending time with your spouse, and our whole relationship was really fast. So we met, we had some really deep conversations. Oh yeah, I think we can marry you.
That's how it was us.
And before we were even dating years, engaged and basically married. We're okay. So and now having a baby. So, but we did wait. I waited 6 months, because we decided to go on our honeymoon, a longer honeymoon, 6 months after our.
Yeah, that Chicago mini moon was so interesting.
It was interesting. But we went on a mini moon and then we went on a honeymoon. So on our honeymoon, that was 6 months after our wedding, and that's when we started. And then 2 months later, ta-da!
Yeah, 2 months later, she was pregnant, and then we got this hot text message during church service, and I screamed in the middle of the church, and nobody else was talking, so it was awkward and loud, but I didn't care. And then I had to tell the strangers next to me,
It was so quiet. So quiet in the sanctuary. She's like,
Caleb is only saying that because he didn't have his phone, but once he saw it, he screamed too.
I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong with you? She was like, check your phone. She didn't even show me. She was like, check your phone. And I was at my phone. I was like, oh! I was like, dog, I was like, it's way too many people in this to be fake. Because if he had just sent it to us, then I was like, maybe that's fake. But there was 15 people in the text message.
Response had me in tears. This girl, after Chris announced that, in the group text message that they were having a baby, so it's full of excitement. Everybody's super duper hype. Lorna is hilarious. Her response was, "So y'all been having sex?" I was like, bro, that took me over the head. I was cracking up.
But what's funny though, everybody probably looked at their phone and was like, huh? That's your first response though?
Didn't even say congrats. Y'all been having sex? She said it like it was like she was reprimanding y'all.
Right.
Y'all been having sex?
Probably was. That probably was the boy she would have given, and all the members of my dad's side of the family. That's how they are.
No, so
my uncle has said some super. Who's the youth pastor, by the way? The church kitchen has said some super off, not appropriate stuff to us in the middle of the.
But it has been so funny though. Like like if I had to say which one of her uncles was my favorite, it would have to be him. The reason why is because he says some of the funniest things, and I do, and it's like when he said the first. I met him long before I met Bree, and like. I knew from the first moment I met him, I can take almost nothing you say serious, except when you preaching. Other than that, I said, because you say some of the most off the wall stuff, is that I promise you, if I was to tell someone on the street that you said this, they would not believe.
Exactly.
They wouldn't believe me. They was like, there's no, not even the fact that it's a youth high. There's no way no human on earth has said this.
Oh my God!
There's no way.
I'm almost interested to know one of the things that was said.
It's not possible.
What did he say today? Let's see.
Today.
Every single time he sees us, he says something
no. I got it. So it was a status that we put up. He had said choose between Prince and Stevie Wonder. Oh. So I said Prince all day. I said Prince all day.
No, how dare you? Stevie is a national treasure.
No.
He a boy and man with dreads.
First of all, you can get out. Don't you dare.
He ain't got no friends, no family.
Don't you dare.
They disrespectful.
Here was my reasoning. I was like, number one, Prince had. I was like, I would say honestly, Prince has had more number one hits than Stevie. Number one, I would say that.
We're not arguing that point.
But no. We went through this whole argument. So he was like, "Oh, you trying to make me cuss?" I started laughing. I was like, "Nah, never that." And so then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stay away. I don't need you until you get drug tests. I'm gonna need you to stay away from my niece." And I said clearly from last Sunday, I said you were a little late for that.
Dog.
And then he was like, you might be you right about that. I was
when we went to church and we were dating, like we were just wearing the same colors once or something. He's like, why are you wearing that outfit? What are you all
He
together?
made the connection and we were dating. And he was
did you all get to dress at the same place together? I'm like, can you please
But he said it. But look though, what's funny though, it was me. It's me, her, my friend David, and then him. And we were like, and he said it so loud. David was like, bro, relax. Why would you say that so loud?
One Sunday, he texted me for like bruise marks. Like, oh, it's just checking to make
bruise
sure
marks.
he doesn't have to like take
and hickeys and stuff too.
Oh yeah, one day he checked me for hickey. He's crazy. Another day, he just talked about the sexual implications of my grandmother and her, and like how I got there. It's like, how you think you got all us we got here? I'm like, I don't.
You can't talk about grandma.
Exactly. That's nasty.
We're all the way there.
Please stop.
That don't bother me because I joke with my mama all the time.
No.
Like, I know you was putting that thing down, flipping.
No.
I feel like on every episode there's a story of me and some encounter with an old man. So at the particular Christmas party, the year before the year that we saw you guys at the Christmas party for Quicken, I was single at that point, so I was there by myself. This old man, I don't know if he was like one of the, I don't know who he was. Whoever he was, he let me skip the drink line at the bar. But he told me, ooh, your parents must have been in love when they made you.
Whoa.
That doesn't bother me. Shout out to them. Shout out to Grace and Mike.
That would bother me.
Thanks for the good genes.
Sick. I did have somebody tell me after the Sunday after I got back, because now that I work for the church, I work on Sunday. So we got back from our honeymoon on Saturday. I had to go to work the next day. I go to church and we'll work. And I had somebody look at me, was like, man, you walking different.
Hey, no.
He was like, you got that. I just had Mary sex walk.
No, what's funny?
You know who said that?
No,
I gotta stay away from that.
What's funny though? Dave, when we came back from our honeymoon to Chicago, David said like something very similar to that. He's like, oh, you looking different. Oh, you just had the sex, huh?
The sex? This is the name of the episode. The sex.
This is the sex.
He was like,
sex.
He said, you just had the sex. Okay. All right. But no, what took the comment that took me out, and to this day it still takes me out. We were at because Lorna, my friend Lorna has a charity event, so took us. We was at the event. Her mom was there. So
Lorna's mom.
Yes, Lorna's mom. Okay. So she was like, me and her started talking because me and her, I met her before Bree too. And
he met like half my family before he met me.
And like, I love her mom because her mom was a total sweetheart. So she was talking to me like, hey, now how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. I was like, yeah, I'm good and everything. I haven't seen you either. How's everything going? She's like, good. She's like, everything been okay with.
You're about to say what? Auntie Felicia fan?
She was like,
but go ahead.
So she was like, oh, so y'all been doing okay since y'all been married? How's married life been treated? Good. She's like, oh, it's been good. Oh, she's like, I mean, you know, if you know, she's like, oh, has she been good? Because I mean, if she needs, she was like, and this is her exact word. She was like, I mean, if she needs some tips, I mean, I can give her a few tips on what to do.
That's not.
Look,
that ain't got nothing on what I just found out.
No, she was like, I can give you. She's like, if you need. She was like, if you
look. So. After, now mind you, I had no parts of it, but after I dropped Micah off for her bridal shower, the report that I received following this event was sickening.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I was about to say I can show you the pictures now, but I can't show you the pictures now because Taylor still ain't seen all the gifts.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's nerve wracking.
He's scared.
I don't know.
Oh,
See, yep, you were there.
I was there. I was like, I know, Christian. That's when I got home. Like, Mike got some stuff.
Look, the thing that tripped me out.
I don't know what's about to happen.
That's what I see. That's what I keep telling her. She like, look. All I know is I was just like, look. When she was telling me, she didn't tell me what the gifts were, but she was telling me like on a Richter scale. She was telling me like what level they were on. But then she would tell me the level. And then she would put that level with the person that purchased it. So then now it's like
I told him which one of y'all freaks got the gift.
Now it's like every time I see this person, I'm like, what are you trying to do to me?
Yep.
Like, what did you think this was? Some kind of freak show?
Yep. You thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm out.
No, but that's the thing though. That's the thing though. That's when she hit me when she looked me dead in my eyeballs. Was like, I mean, I can teach her some stuff. I can give her some pointers.
Was she holding your hand?
No, she
went like this.
She looked me in my eye and was like, I mean, I can pull her to the side, tell her a little pointer, give her a little pointers on what to do with.
I
was sitting here like, oh my god, oh my god,
pull my wife to the side trying to get her some pointers. Then she gonna come looking for me, asking why I'm having this conversation with you for one, and then for two, you trying to make me tell you that my wife ain't putting it down. I would never.
Yeah,
I was like,
she gonna have to tell me to stop talking.
I was like, oh no, I couldn't like that night. I couldn't breathe when she said it. I was trying to form the words "we're straight," but I couldn't because I was laughing so hard. I could not breathe.
Dog,
I was gasping for air.
How do you even respond to that?
You don't.
Clearly, you don't. You just try not to die.
I was gasping for air because I was like laughing so hard. And then, like, I get back to the table. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing. And she like, "Are you okay?" Like, cause she thought I was laughing at the jokes, and I was like, "No, the jokes wasn't that funny. They weren't funny at all."
Yeah, he's not like comedy. He does not like comedians or comedy shows.
But like, I tell her, Bree, like, see, like, this is why I can't talk to nobody.
I ain't gonna hold you up though. When Chris told me I was going to Chicago, I couldn't wait till he got back. I couldn't wait. I think it was me and the King. We was like, he gonna have the sex. He gonna have the sex.
Call it that. That's so gross.
That's exactly why I'm doing it, because it's funny. The sex. I can't believe it.
The sex.
None of my
L sex?
My friends weren't excited about after.
El sexo.
They were, I don't know, they were just like really getting me hyped up for before and telling me something was gonna happen and go down and things like
that's how they were. She was like, that's how they was. There's like David. No, actually no, it wasn't. David was a King. The King was like, yeah, man. So he walked up to me like this.
Shaking his hands.
Diabolically rubbing his hands together.
I was like, what is that? I was like, do you got like some ash in between your hands?
Wow.
And you try to get the lotion right and lotion up your hands? Like, what's happening? Like, this dude Shaw over here looking under his buffs like, I was like, what is wrong with y'all?
Everybody with the purple devil emoji. It's like, yeah, Chicago. 312 is going down.
Wait, is that Chicago's area code?
Yes.
I did
I
not
thought
know.
he was about to quote the Scruff McGuff commercial. I know.
I did not know that was Chicago's area code.
First off, we got way off topic. I just realized we were supposed to be talking about. We were talking about babies.
Babies. Yeah, we planned it. I wanted a baby. Christian was like, whenever
it's whenever.
that's when they send them. I was like, yeah, but let's make babies now.
Whatever God
And-
gives you.
Yeah, like she was like super enthused.
I know, but
was
then
like,
God had to check me though, because like that first month, I told you I got pregnant the second. I knew I was pregnant the second month. That first month, I was like, why I ain't got no baby, Lord?
I was like,
And like it takes a normal, like healthy couple a year of like trying potentially before they get pregnant. But I was like, I needed to calm down, and God told me that. He's like, you need to calm down, and whenever it comes, it comes. So I surrendered, and I was like, okay, Lord. It hasn't been a year, and I do need to calm down. I agree. And that's
and I was over here like,
He was like, wait, here you go.
relax. Because
And Christian was like,
I'll be over
leave me
here.
alone.
I'll be over here playing Injustice and everything. I'm mad.
Like, I'm ovulating right now. Let's go.
I'm over here. I'm over here playing Injustice too. Dark Side beating me across the screen and everything. She's like, I'll be late. It's time to go. I'm like, well, Dark Side over here is saying he's not going to get anywhere.
It's like press pause.
I think I was
That's hilarious. That's
But-
how you
So
gotta get them.
so this is the funny thing about it.
Look like
So-
it's go time.
It's funny
Saddle
because
up.
saddle up, Jesus Christ. Okay. So it's funny because I feel like every time somebody asks us how many kids we want, we tell them I want to have as many kids as I possibly can.
I got a cap.
Uh-oh.
You said you got to count.
I said I got a cap.
Yeah.
Broke my pen.
That was a mistake.
That has to come out of her body. You gotta. That's not fair.
The Lord is gonna bless her. She gonna be okay. But anyway though. So I was like, I'm willing to have as many as I possibly can. Then every time we tell somebody in our family that, they're like, well, y'all better get started now. If y'all trying to have X, Y, and Z kids. It's like, well, the baby's not going to be born tomorrow.
Right.
So it doesn't matter when we start because it's going to take 9 months for them to get here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell y'all a funny story, especially about kids. So my mom has had. So my mom, literally, when she found out she was pregnant, she's like, "Oh wow!" First off, Mom, I learned like from the wedding up until now, my mom can't hold water for anything.
Cool.
Like
We knew that.
Like the moment, like I had, we had talked because we had the private reception. We said, "Oh no, we had only invited certain people." My mom was basically was saying to everybody that there was a private, there was a private reception. I was like, "What part of private didn't you understand?" So fast forward to the baby, we were like, "Mom, we're having a baby. Don't say nothing to nobody." Y'all, I don't even think she lasted 48 hours because I got a text message saying, "Hey, I hope all is well," from my Aunt Valerie. "Oh, hey, I hope everything is well. By the way, I heard we're having another addition to the family. Congratulations."
Wow.
I was like,
wow.
I was sitting over here looking like, "Wait, who the heck told you?" And I was like,
Well.
and so I called my mom. I was like, "I thought we said don't tell nobody." She's like, well, we was having a conversation.
She was like, your mama was like Ezel, like, well, I ain't gonna tell nobody else.
That's exactly what she said. I was like, what part of don't say nothing to nobody did you not get? She was like, well, we was talking and having a conversation and it just came up. I was like, how did it come up? Tell me, how did the idea of babies come up? She was like, oh, well, we were talking and then I was like, oh, by the way. And I was like, so wait, hold up, let's get this straight. A random conversation about our family then turned into, oh yeah, by the way, that sounds like you initiated the idea of we having a baby. So therefore, you started it. So, but anyway, I tell that story to say, she's been wishing us to have twins. Now,
Yeah.
Triplets.
We
So,
having no.
quintuplets, my
We're
G.
having twins.
Quintuplets.
I wanted
We're having
twins the first
twins.
time.
I'm trying to go crazy,
Boy,
dog.
girl,
5
I
for
don't
the
know if
5.
it needs to be like the first time, but we having twins.
So-
I'm claiming that. We are having twins.
I-
We're having healthy, beautiful twins.
So here's the thing.
I told her I'm coming up for 3 like
So
Steph.
that's double the work. So I
Yeah,
figured
so-
that gave me this one.
So like my mom was like, yeah, you know, y'all gonna have twins. I was like, no, we're not. So she was like, why you don't want to have twins? And I said, first off, if both of those babies start crying at the same time at 4 a.m., are you coming over
That's
to...
what somebody told
Are
me
you-
the other day when I told them I wanted twins. They was like, no, you don't, because then when you get one to sleep, the other one,
Yeah.
waking them up, and then,
Yeah, I was like...
That's exactly how they said it.
They ain't gonna put that on my family.
I was like, are
My
you
kids
coming
gonna
over
sleep.
at 4 a.m. knowing you got to be at work at 7 to like help me with this? She's like, well, I mean, if it's the weekend, I said, if you got to go to work. She was like, nah, I'm not coming. I said, so why are you telling us to have something that you're not going to put in the
And
effort
then we
for?
told her we weren't having twins and that we were having a boy.
And
then
she was
we
disappointed.
named our child, and she was like, "What? I thought you were gonna name him what I wanted." I was like,
Why would we do that? You had your kid.
Oh my!
Exactly.
Oh my!
Grandma, this is
Oh
great
my.
grandmother.
Yeah, I was like,
Not
you
mother.
acting. I was like, you acting
Caleb
different.
is hell bent on having our children call his mother grandmother.
Yeah, because
she
my
does
grandma
not
don't like
to
being
be-
called grandma.
You
She
mean
go by
mama?
Nana.
Yeah, she don't. She ain't.
So I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna be the cool grandma. You gonna be grandmother. We're going to grandmother's house. And they say it just like that. We're going to grandmother's house.
That's
like
nice.
Freddie Mercury.
They gonna talk like.
Grandmother is nice.
But
Did
I-
your mom say she wants to be called like Grandmaster Princess or something?
That's what she wants your.
something great, something like that.
No, she said Duchess.
The Duchess. Yeah.
Duchess.
God bless. My kids ain't Anastasia.
She was like, yeah, I want them to call me Duchess. I'm like, what? She's
Grandmother.
like, yeah,
Watch
call me.
Anastasia.
She was like, yeah,
Like,
call
you
me.
know we not a Russian empire, right?
Dog.
She was like,
Duchess.
yeah, I wanted my grandkids to call me Duchess.
So how are they? So they gonna refer to her as Duchess?
I
no,
don't know. I'm
absolutely
pretty sure
not.
they're
I'm not
called
having. I was like, just to call her
or
grandma.
Nana or something.
I was like, cause your grandmother out of control.
Don't you know how lit it is? See, I feel like people just don't want to be. That's lit. You a grandma or grandpa?
oh my
I
gosh,
can't
I'm so
wait.
excited.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to be a
I'm
grandma
be
either.
the be the cool
I'm
grandpa.
not even a mom yet, but
Relax. You
I
ain't
can't
even
wait.
have
I
know,
just
but
know
I
my
think it's
parents
cool.
is hype about us having kids. Like,
I feel like
they
your daddy
better-
ready.
They better keep. No, he's definitely
He
not
not.
ready. He's for sure not ready.
Right.
He can't even handle my niece. The kids gonna run all over my daddy.
That's what they gonna love. They gonna love grandpa.
Grandpa gonna be tired.
Sure
Yeah.
is.
Cause my niece keep him going. She is 6.
Mhm.
Can't keep up. Can't
Man.
keep up with her.
I feel like your mama. I feel like our mom's gonna be. Oh Lord, that's gonna be a mess.
My mama don't know how to be
Why?
friendly to kids.
I feel like they
Uh-oh.
gonna. Them kids gonna be spoiled.
She too much.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
kids are
my mom is
spoiled
going to
by
spoil
their
the
parents.
crap
So
out
my
of
mama
me
is
all
a
the time.
spoiler/disciplinarian.
That's the best way to
That,
be.
but that,
It's no
but they got it
balance,
on
though.
both. They got it on both
Yeah,
sides.
it's no
though.
balance.
They got it on both sides. They don't like had a nice grandma. They got like.
Yeah.
They got
ain't
the. I'ma
got it.
spoil you, but you better.
They ain't got.
you
They
better-
ain't got one of them. Hey, babies.
No, they got the boy. Sit down. I said. I said they got the. I said grandma.
They got. Sit down. I got a cake in the oven. Or I'm gonna make you go outside and get the switch.
That's your
That's
mama.
what they got.
My
That's
mama
what they
is
got.
the.
My mother's on 70.
Sit
That's
down.
what they got.
But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be.
Yeah, my
very
mom is
interesting.
gonna spoil the crap out of our
Yeah.
child. Like it's done.
I don't know though.
I think
Weird.
their grandparents or the grandmas are and their granddad's gonna get the switch.
Yeah, we're still ironing out our timeline. Originally, it was strict
Oh,
a year.
Okay.
Originally, it was strict a year. Then it was like we
Then
just
we-
started questioning ourselves. Like
then we had the 6. And we was like, we ain't gonna make it.
it's not gonna work. The year is not realistic. Just being real. Then I told Mike. Then I just was like, I just scrapped the whole thing. I was like, I don't think we're gonna make it 3 months.
Dang, this dude took the plan and just lit it on fire.
Yep.
It was like,
Threw it in the bucket and was like, toss that out.
I was looking at her while I was burning the plan. Like now, what?
Happily.
This
burning
is my shit.
matter of fact, have y'all seen the gif of the dude on the swing while the house is burning down behind him? He's on the swing. Behind him burning.
Look.
And the title of it is like minding my business, like just on the swing. The house burning.
Well, whenever I mean, the baby will get here when God wants him to be.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
Christian always says. So it could be, it could be the year
I
timeline.
I
or, you know.
honestly feel like
6 months.
We gonna get the luck of the draw.
I mean, to
And
be
it's
fair,
gone. I'm gonna drag. I told Michael when she told me that she's pregnant, I'm gonna take 3 of my fingers and drag them along the court and pull it up like Carmelo and Steph.
I mean,
Just
to be
saying,
fair,
I'm
to be
coming
fair,
for 3.
You know, if
Oh my.
if not, y'all can always.
We gonna move right out of this house.
I'm about to say, to be fair, y'all can always.
Gonna move now.
I'm about to say,
I don't know where all this baby stuff about to go.
To be
Basement.
fair, y'all can just always, practice with, since we got ours coming first, we can have practice with
We got, what I mean, nieces. I got 1
Bring
niece
them
and
on.
4 nephews.
We gonna watch them all at the same time.
And
It's
3
gonna be like
nephews.
daddy daycare.
And then like,
No, it's
but
gonna
this,
be
this,
baby
gonna,
daddy.
but this gonna be a newborn though, and then from this you can determine, well, do we want to wait a full year?
We've watched. Well, I'm pretty sure Caleb has watched his nieces and nephews as newborns. I've definitely watched.
Hey,
I'm a great aunt.
ain't no
Right,
thing.
but look though,
Ain't
that's
no thing.
different. That's different from y'all. Y'all wasn't married then, but y'all gonna be married now, and y'all be able to watch this newborn, and it'll determine.
I think we're trying to get a babysitter.
I'm just saying,
I mean, we'll watch your kid as long as it ain't a crybaby. We don't do
Oh
that
no,
babies.
Oh no, babies that are crybabies don't cry with me, so I don't care. They can cry with y'all.
What?
God bless.
Yeah.
Mike has seen
What?
it. Mike has seen it firsthand. I shut the baby down.
I'm gonna just make the baby go to sleep.
Baby be crying. I'm like, hold on, what you doing, dude? And they be like, what? Do you speak English? Cause everybody be like, I'm like, no, I ain't talking to my baby like that. Like, what you doing, bro? Why you crying? Use your words.
What?
I just told that to her. I told that to her cousin the other day. Her cousin don't speak a lick of English yet, and I'm like, but when I start speaking to her like that, what she do? She
She's
start.
also scarily smart.
She's very smart.
She's very,
But I was like, the girl. Somebody was like, take a picture. I was like, man, tell her no. She was like, no.
She
Went just like that. No,
She
don't
didn't
even.
even. She was like, no. She put it at me like that. I literally was
Look, see, gotta talk to
like,
these.
she's one.
Gotta talk to these babies
She
like
don't
they actual
say any
people.
words. So we were.
Oh my
We
goodness.
were getting ready to watch my
Baby
niece,
whisper.
go off to like homecoming, and I also don't talk to babies like they're babies. Like I'll have a full
Mhm.
conversation
Yeah.
with your child, and they don't have to say any words. Like,
Right,
we don't
it's
have a
fine.
whole conversation.
Yeah.
So we were talking, and she like,
And I'm like, oh really? Mm-hmm.
She talking like that, but we having a whole conversation. I said, yeah, girl, I'll call you. I get off at 5:30. Just hit me up. I'll talk to you tomorrow. She like, doing hand gestures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So then one of the people next to me asked my cousin, her mom, like, yeah, so are you guys going to have more kids? It's a good time to start having more kids. So my cousin was like, yeah, we've been thinking about it. I kid you not. My little baby cousin was like, I was like, what? I was like, yeah, you got to put her on like TV or something.
Mhm.
That was good.
She
That
was
good.
like, oh, hold on, excuse you? No one's replacing me.
Literally. Or my other cousin was like, Jay, come here. She turned, was like, no, and kept playing. I was like,
I tell
oh,
y'all,
Jay not playing with y'all.
you can't play with these kids, man. These kids is from another planet, bro. They're not coming to play.
But apparently she actually likes to talk on the phone. She doesn't
Oh.
speak any words yet, but she likes to talk on the phone.
Okay.
So my cousin called my other cousin, and she was like in the background being fussy, and she was like, hold on, she wants to talk on the phone. Would you just talk to her? Mind you, my other cousin hates talking to babies. But Jay got on the phone and was like really trying to talk to me.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I love little babies. They're
Yeah.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so last but not least, we're going to let y'all get out of here. We're going to round it out. Name one song that describes your marriage. Go, Bree.
Okay. I would say At Last I See the Light from Tangled. Because
I love Tangled.
mm-hmm.
Tangled was better than Frozen.
I've never seen that.
Fight
I've
me.
never seen Tangled.
I would rather not fight you, but I will later because
Tangled.
I love Tangled and Frozen. I love most Disney movies,
The only
but
thing I know from Tangled is from Kingdom Hearts 3. So,
yeah, I tried to get to
This is a
see
great movie.
Christian to sing "Love Is an Open Door" with me.
No.
When we were engaged, it didn't work out. Very
No.
well.
Love is an open door.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But yeah, Elastic to the Light is good because I feel like Christian is just like everything that I wanted. Like what I asked God for was just a man who loves him, like for real loves him more than anyone else or anything else, and he does. And he constantly and daily shows me how much that he loves God and how that love for the Lord covers our family. So Elastic to the Light is good because like the clouds are lifted are the lyrics, and like the day is new because we're together and like we're walking in the way that the Lord wants us to.
You gotta top that.
How you gonna top that?
I can't. I'm trying to think. I think honestly, I guess this would be it. Our wedding song, best part. I think that would probably be like.
We biased. We love that song.
I did, man. Dame Caesar came with the heat, boy.
Absolutely biased.
I think that would be it, just because just of the stuff that I've gone through in my life and everything, like she is besides me being water baptized in Jesus' name and filled with the Spirit, she's the best part. So I think that would be like I can't pick a Disney song. I'm sorry, because a lot of no. No. But I think like that would probably be that would probably be the song that I will probably pick. I'm trying to think. Would there be any others? Yeah, I think that'd probably be the song I will pick.
Baby, you gotta pick a song now. We married.
We gotta pick another song?
A married song.
We
cool.
married. You gotta pick a different one.
You first. Bree went first.
God bless. I called you out.
Cool. I can't pick that song. I picked it. See, the last time it's kind of hard because we picked 3 songs each.
Pick one song this time.
It gotta be a different song?
Yes, it has to be a different song. It could be, okay, so it don't even have to be, I'll let you cheat. The moment right now. Pick a song that defines where we are right now.
It would be, what's the name of the song?
It could be whatever.
I just drew a blank. I really just drew a blank on the name of this song.
You can sing it. You want to serenade?
Nah, I want to tell you the title because it's going to be even funnier.
Oh, dear God.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
I'm searching the song, so brace yourselves.
Don't be judging me.
Oh, it's Forever My Lady by Jodeci. If you're going to sing the words.
Oh, I got to sing the words?
Yeah.
I thought you was singing
Nope.
the words. I'm not singing the words. You picked this song.
Oh.
Sing the words.
Right.
So you're having my baby, and you mean so much to me. And I think it's fitting because you guys are having a baby. Plus, I want to have 5 babies, so.
Oh, dear God. All right.
I got to have a basketball team. They got to go play ball by themselves.
Oh, man.
And I feel like 5 is like a pseudo gang. So if somebody mess with one of them, you about to get trampled by how many feet? 10.
Well,
don't mess with my sister. Don't mess with my brother. Is what's gonna be their favorite lines.
I picked. Dear God. I picked Untitled by D'Angelo.
Because of that movie we just saw last night.
That's one of the reasons what made me think of that song. Always Be My Maybe was a dope movie. But
was it good?
It was really good.
It was hilarious.
Hilarious.
But also, I mean, it's only you and me. Have it your way.
You know the lyrics? Oh, see, you a good you.
Yes, I know
people
all
don't
the lyrics.
People don't be knowing the words to that song.
Well, I know the lyrics. Well, all right, y'all. That's the end of our show. Thank y'all so much for coming over and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having us
on the show. We just continue to pray for you guys. We want to lift you up. Let us know if there's anything that we could do to support you, even if it's just coming over to babysit. We'll give y'all a break.
Yes.
We'll come kick it with y'all, the baby and the turtle. Just let us know.
Yes.
But we love you guys. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate you guys being friends of ours in Christ. And we just love y'all.
Yes.
We love
y'all
you too.
All right, that's the end of our show.
Holla.
Bye.